Episode 9 of The Summer I Turned Pretty could be the moment where Belly finally starts to put herself first. After 3 seasons of love triangles, heartbreaks, and endless loyalty conflicts, it feels like the show is setting up a turning point, one that may finally center on Belly's personal growth rather than just her romantic choices. But what clues hint at this shift, and how might this episode explore her journey towards self-discovery? Let's break it down, revisiting some key moments from Season 3 so far. Throughout this season, Belly's relationship with Jeremiah has often highlighted patterns of codependency. She repeatedly compromises her own desires to keep the peace, bending to match his plans rather than asserting her own. The heartbreak of Episode 8 crystallized this dynamic when she admitted she didn't know where she ended and where Jeremiah began. These were more than romantic concessions, they were sacrifices of identity. From agreeing to the Boston job without expressing her true feelings to going along with finishing classes online despite hesitation, Belly's autonomy has been consistently sidelined. Even the country club wedding decision underscored this pattern. She swallowed doubts and said yes, framing it as love, though Taylor pointedly called it codependency. Contrast that with her interactions with Conrad in earlier episodes. Back in Episode 5, he shared his excitement about moving to California, emphasizing freedom and independence. Belly, anchored to her mom, friends, and now Jeremiah, admitted she'd never experienced that kind of independence. That contrast makes Paris all the more significant. Studying abroad presents a rare opportunity for her to explore life on her own terms. Initially thrilled to get off the wait list, Belly's excitement quickly dimmed under Jeremiah's disapproval. After their engagement, she gave up the opportunity entirely, prioritizing him over herself once again. These repeated sacrifices have established a clear pattern, and episode May 9 finally begin to disrupt it. The cliffhanger at the end of Episode 8 reinforces this possibility. Belly impulsively books a ticket to Paris following her breakup with Jeremiah, seemingly in an effort to reclaim autonomy and breathe freely. At the airport, she notices Conrad at a nearby gate. While he doesn't see her, she sees him, and instead of walking away, she moves toward him. The screen cuts to black at this moment, leaving fans questioning, is this a reconnection with Conrad, or the first step in Belly prioritizing herself? Episode 9 could also signal a deeper transformation beyond romance. Paris, after all, is more than a backdrop, it's a city synonymous with self-discovery, independence, and personal growth. Belly's presence there opens the door for her to experience life outside the orbit of the Fisher brothers. Yet, both Conrad and Jeremiah are rumored to appear in the city, complicating matters. Leaks suggest on-set sightings of Lola Tung, Christopher Briney, and Gavin Castellino, indicating that Paris will stage crucial interactions among the trio. Jeremiah pursuing her on a Parisian street, coupled with Conrad's presence, sets up a scenario that tests her ability to assert herself amid familiar emotional pressures. In essence, Paris might not just be a stage for romantic drama, it could serve as the crucible where Belly finally confronts the ways she's historically compromised her own needs. Forced to navigate her feelings for both brothers while simultaneously exploring independence, she may start realizing that growth doesn't happen in isolation. Episode 9 could deliver a narrative where the focus shifts from choosing a partner to understanding and choosing oneself. The real question is whether Belly can grow while Conrad and Jeremiah remain present. On the surface, it may feel like the same love triangle drama that has dominated the series for years. But there's a deeper purpose. The presence of both brothers in Paris could serve as a test, pushing Belly to recognize that her value and identity are not defined by whom she loves, but by who she is. The city itself becomes a character, encouraging exploration, risk-taking, and independence. Paris may not just be a place for romantic reunions, it could be the environment where Belly finally learns to stand on her own. Episodes like this are crucial for her self-discovery arc. Belly has spent so long living in the shadows of others' expectations, whether it's her mother, her best friend, or Jeremiah, that she's rarely confronted the challenge of defining her own desires. This season has already begun deconstructing those patterns, highlighting moments where she hesitated, compromised, or ignored her own dreams. By placing her in Paris, the writers are offering her the rare chance to exist outside the familiar orbit of the Fisher brothers. For the first time, she can decide what she wants without seeking approval or avoiding conflict. Yet, the love triangle element isn't disappearing completely. If Conrad and Jeremiah appear, Belly will be forced to face lingering emotions. Conrad represents familiarity, deep-seated affection, and the comfort of history. Jeremiah, meanwhile, embodies persistence and the pull of unresolved feelings. Both characters are catalysts, not just for romantic tension, but for personal growth. Paris becomes the stage where Belly confronts not only who she loves, but who she wants to become. Her interactions with both brothers will likely reveal whether she can set boundaries and assert herself, or if old patterns of compromise will resurface. The episode's setup also hints at an exploration of timing and opportunity. Belly's spontaneous decision to book a ticket after the breakup demonstrates impulsivity but also courage, a willingness to make a choice for herself, even if it's messy or uncertain. That contrasts sharply with her history of acquiescence. The airport scene, where she sees Conrad yet continues toward him rather than retreating, symbolizes the first steps of actively engaging with her desires while maintaining agency. It's a visual representation of taking control of her life, rather than allowing circumstances to dictate it. Paris also allows the narrative to expand beyond romantic tension. It introduces new experiences, environments, and interactions that can challenge Belly in ways the summer house never could. She'll navigate unfamiliar streets, cultural norms, and social situations, each offering lessons in independence and resilience. By situating critical character moments in Paris, the series emphasizes the importance of personal space and the development of identity outside established relational dynamics. This evolution doesn't negate romance, it enhances it. A Belly who has learned to prioritize herself is positioned to love more authentically in the future. Her eventual connections, whether with Conrad, Jeremiah, or someone entirely new, will be shaped by choice rather than necessity. Episode 9 sets the stage for this evolution, potentially redefining the series' trajectory. By highlighting her journey toward autonomy, the writers are creating a richer, more nuanced portrayal of growing up, making the show more than just a tale of love triangles. Additionally, Episode 9 is poised to address the recurring theme of self-realization. Belly's codependency, repeatedly called out this season, and the ongoing exploration of her independence underscore that the narrative is evolving from external conflicts toward internal ones. Paris provides the context for this shift. Rather than a story driven solely by romantic outcomes, viewers are invited to witness Belly's internal reckoning, understanding her limits, identifying her desires, and embracing decision-making that honors her individuality. The episode's cliffhanger hints that the season could close not with Belly selecting between Conrad and Jeremiah, but with her choosing herself. Such a twist would mirror contemporary themes of self-empowerment while remaining true to the emotional core of the story. In doing so, the show elevates the stakes and deepens audience investment, as fans are not only curious about romantic resolution but also Belly's growth as a person. In conclusion, Episode 9 of The Summer I Turned Pretty promises to blend romance, personal development, and emotional tension seamlessly. With Paris as the backdrop, Belly is confronted by her past choices, tested by lingering attachments, and offered the opportunity to step into independence. Whether she reconnects with Conrad, faces Jeremiah's persistence, or ultimately asserts her autonomy, this episode appears to be a turning point that reframes the narrative focus from romantic resolution to personal empowerment. By emphasizing self-discovery alongside the inevitable drama of relationships, Episode 9 could become one of the most pivotal in the series. Fans should be prepared for moments that challenge their expectations, deepen character understanding, and potentially reshape the series' conclusion. In this sense, Belly's journey towards self-prioritization is not just a subplot, it's the emotional core that promises to redefine the story's meaning and impact.